Okay, well today we're going to be demoing this T76 Bobcat with 5-link torsion suspension. Looking at possibly purchasing one of these, but we're looking to try out this 5-link. So that's the biggest thing. We already have a T66, and that's got a solid mount suspension. So this is going to be a little different for us, and we're going to be comparing the sucker to the T650 head-to-head and seeing how things line up. Look inside the engine for you. See a starter, oil filters up there. A lot of good access, good wash points, good flushing stuff out the bottom pans. A lot of guys talk about this back door being a louver door. They do make a kit for forestry that goes over it. Where is there? Wait, hang on to the cab. Inside the cab here somewhere, it should tell me the rated operating capacity. There she is. 2,800 pounds.
Can you just wait a few days or smoke?
That's the response you'll get from many companies, but not at TRS Heating and Air Conditioning. We treat you as if you're our only customer. So if you're having heating problems or are
Just like that T66.
There you go on the radio in there. Harmony.
USB port, aux port, HVAC controls on this side. You got vents all over the place. Foot pedals, throttle. Nice and quiet in here. Alright, so you can see we got our T250, our T650, and now I'm in the T76. We just got to swap buckets because we don't have another bucket for this machine right now because it's just a demo. This is supposed to be the replacement of that machine. Alright, so I got them lined up about where the hinge pins are the same. Very length. A couple inches longer for sure. T66 2014, T76 2021. Yeah, at least 4 or 5 inches longer. Let's see where the buckets line up, too. Different buckets. That other one's got a longer edge to it, and this machine's still longer. A little bit farther at the front, too. A little bit longer at the front. Both wide track. Oh yeah, these ones are supposed to be longer, so you can see the cutting edge better. They're shorter here and longer this way. So here's a look at that 5-link. 1, 2. This is a solid mount. go into 2-speed. It won't let me go into 2-speed yet because I think it's too cold. Dirt here. This thing's freaking struggling. Mind you, it's got a cutting edge on it, not teeth that we're digging into a pile of dirt. Just raising the arms up and down, the back ends.
More like tires.
The back ends bouncing.
More like a tire.
And you probably could add counterweights to it if you wanted.
Yeah.
That's what those holes are for, I would assume. Take this thing forward. I want to watch this track suspension move. This whole track is supposed to move independent from the machine. That's what that whole 5-link is. This one's definitely quieter going across there. This one had more of a raspy rattle to it, but this is definitely bouncier.
Yeah, it's more like a tire.
Not as bad as the tire machine though, but still not great. Coming down?
It's not as slamming, but that one being stiff, it's slam coming off the big one.
I wonder if this takes a little spring into it and makes it a smoother.
I can tell already.
Go forward a little bit more and then lift the arms up and rock them back and forth like you were earlier. Definitely seems. Dump the bucket out and do the same thing. Yeah, it's still bouncing. this is some really, really soft ground that we're working on. Just trying to feel how this machine lifts and floats and how it shakes, really. Whoa! You almost want the counterweights, but at the same time you don't, because like stuff like that. Yeah, I got it on camera too. Go back and watch it later. That's how the 66 is though too. The first time I used it, I was like, whoa, I'm scared, I'm backing up. Yeah, it definitely is. Even with a full bucket or an empty bucket up in height.
I mean, it's nice if you're going slow. It's nice because it doesn't.
It kind of gives you a little spring.
Yeah, not a lot. I mean, I can tell the difference. Go ahead and go through where I did.
Why don't you bring the other machine up here? I want to see the difference in that same track. This is like really soft and bumpy. Oh shit! Almost busted my ass. It's not working now. Alright, on to the same spot he was just in. Seemed to slam down pretty hard though. This one,
It's more of a cushion.
yeah, cushion, that's a good word to describe it. A cushion slam, but it if you let out the throttle a little bit, or not the throttle, let off the joystick a little bit and work that joystick, you can kind of get it smooth still. Barreling through full bore and expect it to be perfect. The only other thing I want to do is some back dragging and kind of grading, because that's where this is really going to be a difference for us, is in the fine grading. Making sure it can actually not just walk all over the place, hold firm when we're trying to get something precise. So I don't know if you guys heard that or not, talking about the cushioning of the ride quality in this machine. When going over a bump or something, how it cushions us more than the solid mount did. So now we're going to do some back dragging, because with this 5-link suspension, we want it to be able to back drag and hold a grade that we want without, you know, the machine being all whacked out. We do a lot of fine grading, so it's important to us that it grabs the ground and holds firm on the edge that we're trying to cut. A lot of this control of the rockiness of this machine, I think that's in the joystick. That's something that we just got to get used to. That machine's just, I don't know, we're just used to that. This one's different. But control the joystick more. Sorry about the camera views. This is kind of tough to do when I'm trying to operate the machine. you know, normally we fine grade after this anyway. This is just a rough grade. Try that one out. I want to look at the outside, watch that track system. No. Oh. No, I just set the bucket down and just went straight back with it, basically. Just set it where I wanted it. I mean, that doesn't seem too bad. I mean, for what some of this is blacktop and some chunks of rocks and stuff. So, like, right, where was it? Somewhere over here. He did that side. He put his machine afloat. I did mine with this over here with my machine just on running with my joystick. So what we're looking for here is I want to see how much that these tracks move independently from the machine arm, like the frame. Is the loader arms are connected to the main frame, and if those tracks are moving too much, it's going to throw the grade off. Like I said, we do a lot of fine grading, so that's important to me, that it fine grades well and holds a grade. I mean, that seems pretty good to me. Again, we're not pairing apples to apples. Different weight class, extra about 300 pounds of lift out of this machine compared to that one. Suspension, new series, engine orientation's all different. So similar lifting capacity, but not really apples to apples. What would have been nice to see, and obviously this is way too much, is a solid mount suspension on a T76, same setup. Good luck getting that. Right now, I mean, I'm not going to waste our dealer's time. Another one. On the ice. Float and this one? No, I didn't mess with that one.
You use it in that one?
Yeah, I've used it in that one. Yeah, I mean, we're working with kind of sloppy material in the first place.
Yeah, it's not but it's a lot more than, I mean, this float thing is awesome. You know how to use it, right?
Yeah.
Push the button,
Push the button, push it down, and it lets it go. Yeah, I've used it before. But like I said, we're not really working with the best of material for fine grade. This is more of a roughed in type.
I mean, it fills in, it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that does the same thing, but just this little, it shoots you off, maybe this is touchier.
Oh yeah, well I don't know if that's because that one's older or if that one's just more broke in.
It goes forward, it does still go to the left like all the rest of them. I don't fucking get it.
You can adjust that in the screen. But T66 does that, and the T66 is just the same way with it. Real stiff, real touchy. I turned down the sensitivity on mine because it was just too much, which helped with some of the rockiness. It was real rocky. I turned my ground speed down to 80%.
The only difference I noticed is that
Real rocky. Rockier than that thing.
It's got a tipping barbell.
Which, that's like a catch-22. You can put counterweights on the back. You got an empty bucket. Now it's real tippy in the back. So, I mean, you got to pick and choose. Pick and choose which one you want to deal with.
It's not bad. It's different. It's something you can get used to. It's faster than that.
Yeah. What do you think of these tracks?
Huh?
What do you think of these tracks? These are different tracks too. These are the multi-bar.
They look like a turf track.
They're supposed to do less turf damage, and they're less money too, which I don't know how. $1,000 difference.
Goes up shit real quick.
Easier to clean out though. That one's got no room on it to clean out. Definitely bouncier.
Yeah, it's got more spring. It's pushing.
This doesn't have the clear glass either, which doesn't seem too bad because we're used to it. 66 has the clear glass. Alright, now, oh yeah, oh wow. You can really see the height difference back here. Holy shit. Those buckets are about the same positioning. You look back here at it, you got like 4 or 5 inches.
That's what I'm saying. It looks a lot higher.
You don't see it from inside the cab, but when you're in the back there, it's like, woo.
Arms look longer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that pin. Where are we?
That's mono.
Our back doors are within 2 inches of each other. And the hinge pin on this thing has got to be a foot out further. But the bucket pivots up there, right there. You can see my video now. Which means if you're loading a truck, that's that much farther into the truck, getting it center loaded. Which really would be like 10 inches, and I don't know what.
These arms are longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're
Look at the arms.
pretty close to lined up.
That one's come in first. They bent before,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, that was a good comparison. I mean, they seem to follow the same contour over here too. They're pretty close to the same.
Like that one bends right here, and these go up and that.
But that's good. I mean, I don't know how it's. We can look that up to see what the actual spec is on the height. But it's definitely significantly higher. Oh, look at the height of the track too. Above the sprockets. Oh yeah, you can really. Well, this isn't really the best comparison, but because this bucket's taller on the back than this one is.
Chain's taller.
Yeah, probably like 2 inches too.
Where it's at the bottom, it's about the same.
Height of the track. Look at those things, huh? Height of the track over the sprocket here versus that one. Cab door.
I was gonna say
Cab door's a little higher. That one's got more width in the bottom corners than that one does, but I think that one's deeper.
That's because there's frames.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That extra link. This link here is all the way back here on this machine. Better visibility off the side, which really, that being gone, might make this mesh not that bad. Because this really gets in your way. Same lifting cylinder position. A lot more hoses get caught. Compared to having a mount in there, 2 pieces though.
Yeah, the fucking piece of metal you fucking put in
But
there.
how would that move when it was,
And attach it.
How would that, it's got to move with the machine. How would they secure that? I don't know. This is just a one-piece hose. This one turns from rubber to metal here and goes metal the rest of the way down. But this doesn't go metal until all the way down here. This is way slimmer. This is cast steel, which that's fabricated steel. Better sight line. Worse sight line, still okay. A big bar, the tube's smaller. Taller, taller and longer. Ooh, hands are cold. I just put this thing in 2-speed. It's freaking struggling to catch up. Here's a pile of millings. I moved last year with our T76. I'm just gonna bite into it and see what it feels like, how the machine responds. Now that I'm working on. Seem too bad. A lot of it's in the controls. When you hit a pile, you gotta like let off and let the machine grab the ground rather than trying to force its way through. It's pretty smooth right now. I think these tracks make this thing a lot more smooth. Try this one now on the blacktop. That seems a lot better now. We got that full bucket. It's like really, you can feel it kind of spring itself back. I think that was a lot better than out there. That thing out there was freaking real knocky. And that might have been just the surface we were working on too. Yeah. It's really made it even worse. I mean, we're on blacktop, we got a full bucket and it rode smooth. When you stopped, it didn't freaking throw your head to the window, and you kind of felt it spring a little bit, which was another thing about this one. It doesn't have that ride control on it. The bucket doesn't go up and down. It doesn't have that. You don't like that feature? I liked it when I was going far across the ground, across the site, because it kept material in the bucket. But I mean, that was the thing. Can 5-link can we do away with the ride control with 5-link that gives us a little bit more smoother suspension? I mean, when I dug into that pile over there, and I think a lot of the things with these electronic joysticks, if you hit the pile and just hold it, the machine's going to bog down. But if you let off and let the machine just bite into it, it dug into it like nothing. You know, I backed off the joystick and just let it creep into it. The bucket was double the material in there, and it didn't feel like anything. You know, compared to the old school, you know, that thing, you freaking slam it and it won't go. You push it harder. You push that thing harder, and then it does what you want. But no, I think these electronics you got to get used to. Alright, so that's going to wrap up this video. I'll let you know if I bought it. I'm still filming. That's going to wrap up this video on this T76. I guess we'll have to look and find out if we're going to buy it or not. We got a couple more people that want to test it. A couple of our own employees. We want to get their thoughts and opinions on it. The two of us, we seem to like it so far. Big upgrade from this thing over here, this dinosaur. T250. It's a radial lift machine. You can tell by the way there's no linkage in the back, which offered a little bit more reach forking onto a truck. Solid mount suspension, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bottom rollers, 4 bottom rollers, 4 bottom rollers. Anybody's looking for a nice track machine, this will be the one that's going. Old joysticks. That's what I was just talking about, the joysticks. You know, this machine won't dig into something, you just push it harder. Or those machines with the electronic controls, you got to kind of let off and let the machine do its work. So, alright everybody, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Lets me know you like the content I'm putting out. And if you made it this far, hit those comments up. Let me know if you think we're going to buy this or not. Unsure still. So, alright, we'll see you in the next one.